Hello and welcome to a tutorial done by yours truly. Okay, you may not know me. Okay, my name is Twin Shadow. I'm a member of various communities, but despite my YouTube profile, I haven't bothered making a new account. I just decided to use my old one. It's an old game nick that I had. Anyway, this tutorial will be about starting the engines for the Maddog MD-80 aircraft. And we're only going to start the engines. We're not going to plan a flight or anything through the FMC down here or anything like that. We're just going to get this bird started and that's it. We're not going to take it off the ground either. So, let's get things started. First, you'll want to head up over to the overhead. Since this aircraft is not even being powered, we need to start powering it. So first, let's start our battery switch. You'll see various amounts of errors down here, but don't worry about these. They won't actually be of hindrance to us for now. Next up, you want to start our start pump. This will be used for the APU generator. Now our APU master switch would be right here, and let's get this thing started. Now pay attention to this right here. This is what's going to start up our APU. So let's wait for this to start. Now you'll hear a little whirring sound in the back. That's the APU starting up. That's all it really is. In just a moment, this light will switch on. Right when it about gets to about 95, 96 in this meter here. Alright, now that the light is switched on.
Autopilot.
And now our APU is powering our aircraft. And now we don't need the start pump. So let's get that off. Now that we've got electrical power, let's get out of the overhead for a moment, and let's do some other things in the rear panel. Since we have electrical power, we need to turn on our position lights, so let's get this down to both. Next, we're going to go ahead and turn on our MFD displays. So let's get these both on. And you need to do the same thing on the left side. Alright. So we've still got a bit of work to do in the overhead panel, so let's go ahead and get back in there. Now, if it was nighttime, we would turn on our logo lights, but we're in the middle of the day, so let's not bother. So next, we're going to turn on our yaw damper. Next up, we got to turn on our anti-skid system to get rid of those particular messages. Alright. Next, we're going to turn on our emergency lights. This is what, in case of an emergency, that our passengers need to exit the aircraft in an orderly fashion, but we expect no delays here. After that, we gotta turn on our no smoking and seatbelt signs. And last, we gotta turn on our pilot use, so let's do that. And we got a little bit left to do, so let's go ahead and get ready for preparation of turning on our engines. Now in the middle here, we have our fuel pumps. So let's flip these 4 switches in particular. Next, let's turn on our galley lights so that way our flight attendants will be able to serve food and drinks later on in the flight, assuming that we were going off the ground in the first place. Next, we gotta turn on our air conditioning system, so let's do that now. if we were flying with the FMC, and we'll go ahead and do this now, we go ahead and turn on our flight director system on both sides of the panel. Now, we're about to start our engine, so let's go ahead and turn on our anti-collision lights to alert other aircraft and personnel that we're about to start our engines. Next, we're going to turn on our auxiliary hydraulic and our transition. Now, before we turn on our engines, let's go ahead and test our TCAS system. The TCAS system basically tells the pilot there's traffic in the area.
System test okay.
And as you hear, that tells us that the TCAS system is okay. Basically, you want to make sure that this is on the minus right here for test. Click that once, and the system will begin its test. Let's move this over for a minute, so that way we can get ready for starting our engines. These two levers here will be important in just a few moments, but for now let's go down to the bottom. These two levers need to be flipped up, or if you choose you can have one of them up, it doesn't really matter. Now we want to click in right about this area here. It's kind of a small area, so if you can't click it you can go into the main overhead panel if you wish. We'll get rid of that. And let's turn this over to System B. Let's flip both of these on. And now, let's start our right engine first. Assuming we can get that down. Now, pay attention to this number over here, and the same for this side over here as well. You want to make sure to pay attention to that. When this number here gets up to about 21, 22, you want to flip this lever up right here. Right about now. This will send fuel to the engine to get this thing started. And with that chime, our engine has started. So we flip this down. Now let's get that off, and we'll flip this back on. Do the same process on the left engine, after we turn this to System A. And once that gets up to 21, 22, flip that up, and now our engine has started. We'll hear another chime in just a moment. There it is. Alright, and we'll flip this down, flip the starter, turn that to both, and let's close both of these. Now I got one last thing to do. Now, we need to turn off our APU generator. And doing that is really simple. Flip both of these up, and since our aircraft is being powered by the engines, we can now turn this off. The other thing we need to do is turn on our air supply. This is for our air conditioning. We'll put both of these down to auto. And the last thing you probably could do is that you can turn on the anti-ice system. You can do that. And pretty much now we are ready to begin our pushback and taxi. In a real situation, we wouldn't turn on our engines until after we complete our pushback or during pushback. But whatever you do is up to you. And I thank you for watching this video, and hopefully this has taught you on how to start your engines for the Maddog MD-80. It's an excellent aircraft, and we hope to keep these MD-80s in the air. We got to keep these birds flying. And I hope you enjoyed watching. Alright, see you next time.